Live life louder.
Well, I think we can officially verify you as a friend of the show by now. If you're willing to accept that invitation to the club.
I humbly accept the invitation to the club.
Thank you very much. There aren't many benefits. There aren't many banquets just yet, but we are working on a package for members of the club.
Yeah, we'll get events going. We'll make it happen whenever we can. I was just listening back to the last time we chatted to you. It was last July. And one of the things you mentioned was how big a fan of games you are. So you particularly mentioned Mario Brothers. And I'm trying to think of the other one now. It's gone out of my head. But I was wondering, being a fan of games like that, does that help during lockdown when you're just looking for stuff to do?
Definitely. I think, there is so much on television to just distract you forever, I think. Maybe too much. I'm currently working through Marvel from the start, but I'm doing it in chronological order. So I'm starting with, when it's meant to be. It's super nerdy, but I'm super getting into it because I'm learning all the details of stuff I didn't know. Just love Iron Man, love Captain Marvel. So great, having a great time. Love Mario Kart, fabulous.
We knew you were a big Mario Kart fan, but we didn't know how much of a nerd you were for other things.
I'm a proper nerd. I love sci-fi and I love superheroes. I love the Marvel whole series, the whole thing. It just makes me like, yeah, I'm screaming at the TV like, yes, yes.
Well, I'm delighted to hear that because we have Dave consistently slags me because I really love to read, and what we have is the nerd train. So Ray, can I invite you on board the nerd train? Are you happy to be there?
Let's go. Let's discuss nerdy things on the nerd train. I'm in.
Dave.
I'm just going to sit back for a second and try and fix out my light. And if you'd like to talk about literature and artistes and 17th century French poetry, if you'd like to continue in that vein.
I would love
Can you give me any book recommendations? Like, is there anything good you've been reading lately?
Oh, hold on.
Thank you. I know it's one of those things that can put people on the spot. They're like, what did I read lately? Very good. Oh, that is real literature. Okay, yeah. I'll write that down.
Really
Emily
good.
Bronte, the complete poems. So that'll definitely.
Yeah. It's really amazing poems. They're incredible. Quite heart-wrenching, but fabulous.
Fantastic. Now, Dave, I will let the nerd train stop off again for a while, and you can come back.
How do I pick up after someone running for a book full of Emily Bronte poems? Like, what's the follow-up question to that? There's no usual transition.
Well, I mean, you could ask me anything.
Okay. We spoke to you in July. We thought things might be a little bit better in the world in pandemic terms, so we might be back to gigs and shows. A summary of the last 6 months, if you will. Goods and bads.
Okay. Okay. I'll start with the bads.
Okay.
So I've eaten so much food.
That's not a bad.
I mean, a good and a bad, because I've had a great time doing it, but I've eaten so much food, so it's time. I haven't exercised, guys. I've exercised twice in 2020. Like, this is not okay. This is just unacceptable. So I'm going to start getting my life together in that regard. Bads, good. I've deep cleaned every inch, corner, cupboard, drawer in my house. Everything is immaculate, organized, has a specific location. Great for my head. It's actually good. Spring clean really helps. Tidy room, tidy mind. It's not just a lie our parents used to tell us. This is true. And what else? I mean, I've decided I'm making an album, so that's good. The bads is I didn't write any RAYE songs in 2020. I just wasn't. I'm usually absolutely nuts. I'm always creating, always writing, always in the studio, but I really have felt the effects of COVID on everything in my world, So I've been lots of promo. I've been writing for other artists. I've still been working super hard, making videos, traveling, writing for different projects. But I'm excited this year to make a RAYE album, and it will be my debut album, and I'm so excited.
Yes. Forget those other artists. They're stealing your creativity. It's all about RAYE Train and the Nerd Train.
The Nerd Train. No,
I was watching the video for Regardless as well, the collaboration with Rudimental, and one of the things that I can safely say, I have never looked as glamorous in a pool on holidays as you managed to look in the video for that song. So I was wondering, did getting to film that satisfy any sort of a craving for like a pool holiday lounging by the water?
Well, so I was in Madeira anyway. It's an island off Portugal.
Portugal? Yeah, I was just about to guess.
Yeah. And I was there working on a project for a complete separate thing. And basically it was like, you have to shoot a video in Madeira or you can't. So I was like, okay. So yeah, it ended up being great. It was kind of like, how are we going to make a song that feels like it belongs in a club? Work, not in a club, you know? So I think we had a lot of fun. It was freezing, I can tell you. When we shot that boat scene, I literally had, because of COVID, we could only have like 2 people on the boat. So you had the guy filming and the guy driving and me. And like, we're going fast. I'm like swallowing salt water. It's like smacking me in the face. I'm like, keep going, you know, like with little like Beats pill, like playing the sound out so quietly. I'm trying to lip sync along, you know, the glitz and the glamour. So I'm glad it looked as great as it did. I'm really proud of it, and we made the best that we could. You know,
I just actually want to come in as well, because I'm wondering now, seeing the fantastic eye makeup you've got going on, and you had the like. I was wondering about the products literally that were used in that video, because I was like, sorry, that is serious strength waterproof makeup there.
Yes. I was like, Ollie, bring out the liquid eyeliner, waterproof extreme.
Well, it worked. It worked.
It did. It did. Yeah, he did great.
I love that. I love the thought of, you know, this beautiful, spectacular video that we get to see the finished product, but what you had to go through to get to that point isn't as glamorous as what the video shows to us, which shows how hard you worked and how good the editors are, but we must appreciate the struggle.
I edited it. Me
Did you?
all edited it together on Zoom with a girl called Georgie, and it took us 3 separate sessions to edit it correctly. But just so you know, it was part of that process too.
Oh, see, there you
was
go.
a lot of hilarious footage that we do, like, get it out.
Here was me appreciating other people in the grind, but you were in there as well. How silly of me.
Don't be silly.
I apologize sincerely.
Don't be silly, Dave. Don't be silly.
With the plans to get the new album out this year, have you put any thought into how you might celebrate? Because you deserve to celebrate all that hard work and what's going into it, pandemic aside. Yes.
I think we're all going to celebrate when the restrictions are lifted. You know, I think there's no. I would rather wait than do like a Zoom party. You know, I would rather wait than like pretend everything's great now. But that being said, you know, I live with my sister and my engineer, and, you know, we've been having a great time. Like, I think when everything's clean and you're, you know, putting life into perspective, it's not just me, it's not just you, it's everyone in the world, you know. This is crazy. And I think when we get out, I think we're going to see more humanness than we ever have, like real, genuine love for other people, and the fact that I can touch someone's arm without being like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I'm so excited. And live shows and happiness and drinks at the pub and dancing and just going to be great. So I'm counting down the days. Life will eventually go back to normal.
You strike me as a person who might have a theory on this. Say when we will get there, when gigs and concerts and nightclubs and venues open up again, do you think it will sustain for maybe 2 or 3 years? Are we going to see the roaring 20s again, or will we go in helter-skelter for 3 months and then go back into our cubby holes? Do you have a theory on that?
I think roaring 20s. I think there's a reason the roaring 20s was so nuts, and I think the same thing is going to happen again. I would like to believe, Because, you know, think about it like this, yeah. Me and my artist friends, we talk about this because it's like you get invited to events and little things all the time. And, you know, you're like, oh, let's just go to that for 20 minutes. Like, oh, this. Oh, so long. Like, just want to sit down. Now we're going to be like, right, we're going to be the first to show up, free champagne, vibing. We're going to stay there for 3 hours. It goes, do you know what I mean? I think things like this need to happen for you to realize how good we do have it, you know, like we really have it great. I think so. I think having time to process that and all the blessings that we take for granted, you know, being able to eat out, being able to walk down the street and just talk to someone. I think we're really learning a lot of stuff, I think, these few years, and I think you have to take away things to really appreciate them, I guess.
I feel that idea of, just going hell for leather and staying at the party all night sets a good tone for what people might be able to expect from RAYE, your own gigs whenever they can return.
Oh, yes.
What can fans look forward to?
Oh, we can look forward to. Listen, guys, when I tell you about the live show, the way I'm just like a rocket, like ready to be ignited. Like I am so excited. I'm about to MD the whole show. We're going to find the right lighting, the right vibes. Everything's going to have like remixed fusions. We're going to do some nice transitions. I want to do a section with the audience where they can give me a random word and I'll just write some songs on the spot. We just want to make it a thing. It's going to be so great. So you don't want to miss it. So make sure you're there. Also, I did say the Irish crowd, there is nothing like it. I'm not saying this because I'm on an interview to you. Check my credentials and check all the other interviews I've done. The Irish crowd is just, you guys are nuts. You guys are absolutely crazy. You'll be on stage, it'll be raining, cold, and then people topless, waving t-shirts around, screaming, like the sound you've never heard before. When you're doing live shows, you have in-ears in, and sometimes I'll ask Pete, my tour manager, to put some audience in the ears so you can hear the audience because it's quite isolating. And when I'm in Ireland, I'm like, turn it down. You're like, ah! I've never heard anything like it. Amazing. I can't wait. Can't wait to come back to Ireland.
I can't wait for it now.
You tell another nationality you're nuts and they might be offended, where we're like, yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah, we're mental. We're not well mentally. Yeah. That's what we're like. So we look forward to accepting you going, you're not well. Yeah.
I feel like I'm not well either, so this works great.
I'm mental. Yes, Ray. You're mental. Yes. Oh, Jesus. What makes Ray glad?
What makes me glad?
Yes.
Is this a one? Can I only answer? Is this a one
sentence?
Family, friends, great food, great music, performing live, and traveling around the world.
What makes Ray sad?
Old socks.
That's very poignant. Very
really sad.
And finally, what makes Ray bad? And you can interpret bad as you would like it to be interpreted.
Oh, I would take bad as being a bad bee. And I would say my pen game makes me bad.
You're mental. Yeah. It's always been a pleasure. It always will be. We'll see you at a live show. Hopefully, the next time we see you won't be via Zoom. It'll be at a live show.
Thank the Lord. I'm praying for this.
Here we go. Music, lifestyle, entertainment, news, sports. iRadio. Live life louder.